Today is October the 6th, 2008, and we are in Columbus, Ohio with a group of Lexington, Kentucky leaders. And we're going to hear the top thoughts from each of these leaders about what we learned today. So we'll begin right here.
Well, it's just a great day, and I'm so glad to be here today. Key takeaway for me was the economic development impact that a parking garage can have on a city if it's publicly financed. What we learned today from one gentleman in Columbus was the tens of millions of dollars in increased tax revenue that can be generated by putting a new parking garage downtown due to increased office occupancy and so on. So great day.
All right, thank you.
I'm Jay McCord, and the two things that I take away first as it relates to my passion on building trails is that Lexington is actually a lot further along than we give ourselves credit for. We have to get into the habit or into the activity, if you will, of building the stuff, getting it in the ground and letting people see it so that it will build on itself. But we've actually had a tremendous amount more success than Columbus, Ohio has in some ways. The second thing is that there's a lack of structure. We saw that in various projects that they would form commissions or they would have a structure where the rules were very clear, and you had groups that really cared about the city or their area that took that task very seriously. It wasn't political. It was they made decisions that were best for that community or for the city, and that we absolutely need to create those structures.
Good, thanks.
Hi, Anthony Wright. I guess a couple of things I noticed is that this overall was about some of the areas of quality of life that can move our community forward. We looked at several different things that could be taken into account to move Lexington forward. I think about the revitalization efforts that have happened in the east end of the community, what we could try to accomplish in the east end of Lexington by having that consistent, ongoing person who's going to focus on it every day. I think that's what it's going to take to move a lot of these things forward and get them implemented. I think, too, that if we looked at the revolutionary way that they do zoning, it's a very interesting and productive way to try to move our community forward in a very quick pace. Thanks.
Good job.
Josh Marilla. The thing that I take away from this trip is the quality growth and development that can be obtained in a community when the city, and in this case the university, actually act as a catalyst for growth, helping in the procurement of land and promoting development, promoting private development. The growth has a more meaningful impact to the community, and as a result, things such as your tax base increases, property tax revenues go up, and the entire population benefits because you get increased services and a wider range of services.
Good job.
Renee Jackson. I think the one thing that I want to take away from this trip and hopefully bring back to Lexington is the way that they do deal with their downtown as a separate component. It has to be its own thing. It needs to be treated separately, and you have to educate people about what the economic impact of your downtown can be. And they also have great ways of dealing with making sure there is a point person who is on that task, whether it's their greenway system or their downtown improvement district. Those were my main takeaways.
Hi, I'm Atali Buford. The one thing that I was most impressed by was the fact that they've made so much change in a short amount of time, and that they made so many bold moves and initiatives, such as the Business Improvement District, I guess since 2001, and the zoning, or I guess lack of zoning regulations that have been in place for 11 years. And I just hope that we can do these things in Lexington and share information. And one thing I think that in Lexington we really need to improve on is stop, hoarding information and working together and communicating and collaborating.
Good job.
I'm Barry McNeese. I think some of the most interesting takeaways were the fact that they've been willing here in Columbus to generate some very specific downtown-oriented commissions, whether it's the Downtown Commission or the Special Improvement Districts, to call out downtown in a special and meaningful way, to be willing to take away some of the structure and to be a little bit loose, trusting the people to divorce some of the directly political things with the Downtown Commission and to entrust it to people to begin to branch out and think in new and creative ways about things that will benefit the entirety of the town, particularly in the branding of their core. Fantastic trip.
Great. Thank you all very much.